The Pearls Find Your Existence, brought to you by HMA. See me as your life coach. See me as someone who is just bringing you another view. It's very simple. You scroll around you, it's a web which is continuously bombarding various viewpoints on you every day. You open your Facebook, you open your Twitter, Insta, you turn on your TV. There's a lot of info which is just floating around, and in that you have to find something. So, the purpose of the Pearls is to give you an alternate view of life, of how you see things, and how we can move toward a change. In front of you, we have all the people who either have led us or are presently leading us. And when we say they are leading us, that's why we are following them. We start with the left. They can come up with 1,000 narrations, political differences. Let it be. There's no difference. You keep moving, everything will be in front of you. However, finding the right thing will really take us to the path where we can work for something which is worth the life. That's very important. Unless you lead yourself into something, there is no existence. This is what I believe. So this program has no inclination toward any of the persons being shown in front of you, nor we have any grudge against anyone. Yes, why we are here, this polarization has to end. This is 26 November 2022. If you see the map of the world, we can assure you where we stand, nobody else stand. We are bound with difficulties, we are bound with trouble. There's a bleak future, a future right in front of us. Call it economy, call it any other indicator, and yet we are as divided as one can be. So somewhere we have to start. What we focus is, we are the change. When we say we, drop down from 220 million that we are as a nation, go back into a singular unit, a household, and start reflecting upon yourself. What are you? There's a very famous quote, first deserve and then desire. So start with what we deserve. We deserve what we do, what we reflect upon, the principle we stand upon. So I'll give you an example. I'm just an ordinary human like you. Move around yourself. A good fine Saturday morning, you say, all right, I'll go for the grocery. We end up at a grocery store. All right, you are keeping both of your eyes open. You are looking all around the products because you're not sure which is the right one. So you make the right decision considering your pocket, considering your need, and then the economical benefit of it. You pick it up. Then you go to the cashier, you give the money. First thing he does is he checks your currency. Is it valid? Red flag. We live in a country where the currency is even not vetted. Alright, then you keep an eye on him. He's counting, you keep checking. Done. Once it gets into your hand, you again recheck. If it is complete amount, you don't trust anyone because it's not in your nature. It's actually, you have gone through a lot of cases where people have handed you less amount than it was due or something which wasn't real. So another red flag. Now there's no receipt. You can get one. From 10 you will get 5 who are ready to give the receipt, and out of that only 2 will be valid in your FBR system. I'm not a technical guy to tell you what it is, POS or anything like this, but it won't be valid. Another red flag. We are stealing from where? From our national treasure. Alright, that's okay. So, moving to any other form. I go out, I see my ride, my car, it has a flat tire, alright. Just go there. Or do another experiment. I always wanted to do it but couldn't do it. You take a fat tire, deflate it a little, not much, a little. So usually the SUVs you drive, whatever you drive, let's suppose it's at 30, you take it down to 50 and you go to 5 pumps. That's how honest we are. You tell them check the tire pressure. The 5 of them will come to you and tell you your tire is punctured. Don't go, we'll change it. You said okay, do it. Now you sit in your car. The guy, he will go, he will check it and he will come back and tell you from the 5, I'll be very harsh in saying one will be behaving in a different manner. All 5 will behave in the same manner. One will come with 3 punches, one will come with an issue with the wall, one will even tell you you need a new tire. A red flag. It has flowed down into the veins that we have to deceive and call it smartness. It's something which has corrupted us beyond anything. Like, how can I explain it? And what do we want? We want caliphs to rule us. Alright. Are we a nation? What is a nation? Which collectively looks for its well-being, its benefit, it looks for the betterment. Forget about the entire nation. Come back to again the household. Number one thing, how fair are we to each other? How fair are we to our relations? Okay, the best logic you will find is it's survival of the fittest. Well, if it is survival of the fittest, that doesn't mean you have to extract a food out of somebody's mouth to feed yourself. You can plant your own, you can look for your own. That's how you see things. However, it is something which has shaped us. We have lived through it, and the change is when we start looking beyond it. That is very, very important if we want to move, if we want to do something. This is not happening. This is absolutely not happening. What is the solution? Human first. Try to be human. Instead of fighting on Twitter, instead of fighting at home, instead of fighting in the village, fighting in the street. I am one party, you are two party. One is Patwari, one is Yudhya, one is any other thing, Jiala. What are you? You're a human first. Try to be human. Be sensitive. How many people around you know who are struggling? Even if you know, they become a laughing stock. Somebody in your relation, he's struggling, he's failing in his business. The first thing will be, he's like this, must have done something wrong. He's not smart enough. Yeah, it's a destiny. He's failing. Let him fall down. We will laugh. We will clap. And we will compare him with us. That we are going fine, he's going bad. What about an attitude where you lend a hand of support to them, make them, help them rise? This will not happen. Around you, you see something wrong. Let's say anything, a shortcoming. You start broadcasting it, even in your relation, even your anything. It has just become a norm. Not doing anything that pertains to us, but looking or peeking into all other windows. That's something which is pretty bad with us. So the change starts with you. Start improving yourself. I don't say maintain a diary. At least whatever you do, analyze it. Analyze. And when you analyze an action, there's an inner self which is beyond any religion. It is the human, which tells you either it is right or wrong. The first pinch that really hits you is the true value. It tells you either you're right or wrong. Then it is destiny how we suppress it or let it grow up into a nobility. That's a different thing. But if you're not a human, you cannot be a good relation, you cannot be a good citizen, you cannot be anything. So try to be a good human. This is what is required. If we start behaving well, everything will start behaving well. We don't behave well, so it will be something like this. This is what we want. You have to start with the change. Stop looking into you other people's to make your future. You are your future, you are your present, and what you have done becomes your past. This is very, very important. Try to understand this thing. And the aim of this channel will be to give you positivity. Think positive about yourself. Find yourself, heroes in yourself. The theory of Messiah. You are yourself a Messiah if you want to be. And if you're yourself the biggest devil if you try to be that, alright? And still saying you're not that. Wherever we go, everything is wrong because we are self wrong. You cannot become any other. You cannot expect anything good unless you do good. This is what the message is. Human first. Human first. And first of all, be good to yourself, to your people around you, and that's how you will make a meaningful impact. We will be keeping you regularly posted, trying to make our contribution and this polarization and this struggle without any way. You are yourself a hero. Try to identify that. If you identify that, nothing will beat you. But be a hero, not a villain among all. If somebody is doing wrong, that's his doing. If you do something good, they will get inspired. Not today, tomorrow, after 10 years, after 15 years. The seed has been sown. Do it. Your children will learn from you. You come back home by depriving somebody else, by depriving some of your relation, deceiving them. I'll give you an example, very common. What do you call it? The heritage. I don't think so. Heritage is the right word. Let's start like this, ancestral lands or anything like this, and see how relations get wiped out just because of monetary things. Everything is written. We are in some law. If you're in America, there would be another law. If you're in UK, there's another law. We are in Pakistan, there's a law. Forget about it. It comes from British influence or anything. We have got a religion which tells us to divide it in this manner. If we were in some other place, they will decide us, but let's stay to Pakistan. And you see, when the time comes, everybody does their best to deceive the other, just to gain the maximum and still try to be noble. And those who are getting deceived, they just remain silent, saying, all right, that's okay, that's destiny. We can't change the relation. Yes, you can change the relation. First of all, by being just in your relation, and whoever does harm to you, try to call them up, not appease them. I'm not saying confront them. Take the legal channel. At least tell them on their face they're wrong. Another example, you work somewhere. Again, I'll go back to the shopkeeper example. He is deceiving everyone. Take his weight, for example. It will have 50 grams minus from it, as if it's a birthright of them. 50 grams minus, alright. You have deceived a guy 50 grams, and he was taking it for his children who are hungry at home. And now you are an entrepreneur, a successful entrepreneur, because you have stolen 50 grams. You go back home, give maximum facility to your children and sleep very well. That actually what we have done, we have deceived others, deprived others to give something to my children. Believe me, you're giving them poison, the poison of evil. This is what it is. They will grow up to be the same, and you're making it normalizing that it's okay, everybody does that, I'm doing it for my children. Anything without dignity is not worth it. Where you cannot face yourself in the mirror. You may be able to face yourself in the mirror, but that is when you want to judge yourself, you want to see yourself between nobility and evil. That's very important. So the change is you. You have to be the change. That's what the message is. To me, all of you are heroes till you want to become heroes. Otherwise, you're just no one. And we also ran. That's a very good phrase. We also ran. That's it. Thank you very much.